I didn't know you guys. I didn't know I recorded it so early. Okay, so we're gonna do our lads. So we have. Let's get our books out here. We have our Dog Wimpy Kid, Nursery Collection, Pokemon Classic Handbook, and Technologies Impact, which we're going to start first. So last time we read about mining coal and how dangerous it was, and the technology that they used, like this little machine right here. You guys go check that out. Now we're going to be learning how to about making steel. So like steel is like for like volts. They use steel for it. I don't work at the bank. I don't know. Okay, making steel. Some technology came in the form of new machines. Other technologies came from the new ways of doing things. Steel is an example how innovative new methods change in the industry. Steel is extremely strong and due to metal made from iron and carbon. So it's really strong. Like if you try to punch it, your hand would be broken. Unless you're Hulk, you're gonna break your wrist. Prior to the 1850s, iron ore was smelted into big iron in a blast. Furnace used charcoal, which they use like I don't know exactly, but we're gonna learn about it. So then the pig iron was fined into wrought iron, which was forged into steel. Then the multi-step process was slow and costly. Few furnaces could get hot enough to melt raw iron into steel. As a result, steel was expensive and was only used in a few products, such as knives or swords. So that's steel. So like a kitchen knife, which don't play with it, but like if you ever seen your mom using a knife, like cut some bread or strawberries, they're using a steel product. Then in the 1850s, an American named William Kelly, an English man named Henry Bessemer, both patented process for producing steel. The Bessemer method of steel making, as it came to known, forged steel from pig iron. Shortening the process allowed steel to be forged faster at a lesser cost. An increase in steel productively made steel less expensive. Steel was now more affordable and could be used in many different products. The affordability of steel allowed more machines to be manufactured. The mass production of steel also helped launch other industries. Railroads could be constructed across the nation to carry goods and materials from coast to coast. Skyscraper towers more than 1,000 feet high could be erected. Eventually, even cars could be built. Eventually even cars could be built. All of these use steel. So we have these two people, William Kelly and Henry Bessemer. Both men helped make steel an affordable material. So these are the two guys that helped make steel an affordable product. So the next time we read, we're going to be learning about how they made cars and about making cars. And then we're going to finish this book today, and then we'll start a brand new one. So that was Technology's Impact for today. We learned about steel, so pretty cool. Alright, now we're going to read Pokemon's Classic Collector's Handbook. So last time we read we read about Rat-a-Tat's upgrades in the ballad, so you guys can go check that out. Now we're going to read about Sparrow's upgrades. So this is Sparrow. Before we read this book, we need to do the daily news. Because the daily news are very important. Personal news, it's raining right now. Or maybe sprinkling, I don't know. But it was raining almost all night. So that's personal news. Mayhem and Family Fun News, we're doing a giveaway, link in the description. My channel, 48 subscribers. We're close to getting 50 subscribers. I know you guys can do it. Link in the description. Subscribe. Alright, let's get to reading. Sparrow. Tiny bird Pokemon. Type, normal flying. When many sparrow sound their loud, high-pitched cry all at once, it usually means danger is nearby. How to say it? Sparrow. Emercial height 100. Metric height 0.3 meters. Emercial weight 4.4 limbs. And a metric weight 2.0 kilograms. Possible moves: peck, growl, lure, furry attack, pursuit, arrow, ace, mirror move, agility, insurance, roost, and drill pick. So Sparrow only has one upgrade, so he goes to Sparrow to Fraro. So this is his last upgrade. Beak Pokemon. Type, normal flying. Pharaoh's thin beak is the perfect tool for digging up food from the dirt or catching it in the water. How to say it? Fero. Emercial height 311, which is 11. 311. Metric height 1.2 meters. Emercial weight 83.8 limbs. Metric weight 38.0 kilograms. Possible moves: drill, run, pluck, peck, growl, leer, furry attack, pursuit, arrow, ace, mirror move, agility, insurance, roost, and drill peck. So that was all of Sparrow's upgrades. He only has 2. Ooh, next time we read, we're going to be reading about Ecan's Pokemon. So that was our Pokemon Classic Handbook. Okay, so we're saving our nursery collection for next time. So last time we read our Diary of a Wimpy Kid, we learned something very, 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 very bad. So you remember how, last time we read about how the boys stole the wrong bag. They stole Mrs. Graz's book, her bag, and it had a bunch of her stuff in there. And she found out, and guess who is the new person to take care of them? The chaperone is Gregory's dad. So you guys can go check that out. Today's Sunday, which is not. It's Saturday. Hooray! Okay. Sunday. I really wish Mrs. Graz had just sent me home instead of calling Dad to chaperone us for the last day. Dad was already mad enough about the car. Now he had to babysit a bunch of unshowered middle schoolers. And it wasn't fun breaking the news to him that we don't even have a working bathroom in our cabin. So you see, he's exhausted. My dad would not be happy if he had to come and chaperone us. Whew. I figured I owed it to Dad. At least give him a basic rundown of the camp, but he seemed to already know everything. I tried to tell him. Somehow he knew everything about the stew, because when somebody put a serving on his plate, he scooped it right back into the pot. At first, I thought Dad must have been a chaperone when Roderick went to this place, but when I saw one of the other chaperones greet Dad, I put it all together. Welcome back, Frank! So I'm guessing when he was a kid, he came to Scrambles. And Dad went to Hard Scramble Farms when he was my age. No wonder he wasn't happy to be here. If his experience was anything like mine, I'm sure he never imagined in a million years that he'd be back. Me and my campmates spent the day trying to set up our camp for the overnight, and it was pretty clear Dad had no intention of helping out. Half of the time he was off somewhere else doing who knows what, and when he was around he didn't lift a finger, so he's just reading a book while they... Which is important, because you want your kids to know the survival stuff, because like if they're ever stuck in a situation, they at least gotta know how to set a fire and stuff. So we set up our shelter without him. Luckily, Grandpa's book had a chapter on how to build a waterproof lean-to, so we didn't need Dad's help. So Grandpa's book really is helping Gregory and his campmates. At dinner, some kids from another group seemed really shaken up. They said they were gathering firewood and came across the old shack that they were 99% sure that it belonged to Sly Scratch. So this kid is like hyperventilating, which he shouldn't. This is where I was hoping Dad would tell everyone that Sly Scratch was just a made-up story to keep kids from leaving their cabinets at night, but he didn't. He said that when he went to Hard Scramble Farms, a couple of kids went poking around in Sly Scratch's shack and never heard from again. So he's not really helping. Like parents are supposed to be like, oh, no, honey, that's not true. He said he's just like admitting to it. That the worst part, Dad could have said that just before we were supposed to spend the night in the woods. After dinner, Mrs. Grass told everyone to get whatever they needed from their cabins and bring it to their campsites. A bunch of kids were begging to sleep inside, but Mrs. Grass said this is how it's always been on the last night of Hard Scramble Farms, and it's always the way it's going to be. So everyone's like begging her, like getting on their knees and begging. We had gone to the fire started earlier, and when we got to our campsite, it was still going. The fire was dying down, though, so we needed more wood to feed it. Once it got dark out, the guys in my group were too scared to leave the fire to help me cook sticks. So Gregory's gonna go, but all the other guys are like terrified. I would ask Dad for help, but who knows where he is? So I went to look for firewood by myself. The area around our campsite was pretty clean of sticks, so I had to go deeper into the woods, but I got all turned around and I couldn't remember which way our campsite was. So this is why you should always bring a second partner, no matter how scared there are. I started to panic a little, but when I saw a light, that must have been our campsite. So campfire. I headed towards it. And when I got closer, I couldn't believe where the light was coming from. So this is Sly Scratch's den. I had to admit, I didn't really buy any of the Sly Scratch until this moment. But now I thought I might actually die of fear. Something about that light didn't look right, though. It was coming from a fireplace inside the shack, but it was actually from a light bulb. It didn't make a lot of sense to me that a crazy farmer who eats slug and berries had electricity. The door on the front of the place was barred shut, so I walked around the back and there was a metal door that was unlocked. I held my breath and pushed it open, but I stepped inside. My heart was practically beating out of my chest, but I had to know what was in there. When I saw what was inside, I realized this place wasn't a shack at all. It was some sort of maintenance shed with a bunch of tools, and they didn't even look that old. So he's being brave and going in the building. I went a little farther in. When I walked down a hallway, I found something that really shocked me. It was a bathroom with a toilet and a sink and everything. There was even a few rolls of extra toilet paper. It wasn't cheap stuff either. So you guys look. There's a toilet and everything. Like, bro, the Sly Scratch just used the toilet in here? Fancy. My head was spinning at that point. I was ready to run back to our campsite and tell everyone what I found, but when I heard something that sent shivers down my spine. It was the sound of whistling, and it was coming from right behind me. I turned to run, and that's when I ran smack into Dad. What is he doing in Sly Scratch's den? I was totally speechless. I couldn't understand what he was doing, taking a shower in a maintenance shed, but he started talking. Dad said when he went to Hard Scramble Farms, the bathroom situation was even worse than it is now. So he just got out of the shower, like he's showering in like a maintained. There was only one outhouse, which everyone was at camp shared. So there's a little bathroom they have to line up. There was no shower, and if you wanted to get clean, you have to go down to the river for bar soap. Then one day, Dad was collecting firewood, and he found a maintained shed that was used for keeping up property during off season. So this is the place that he's talking about. When he realized there was a toilet and a shower inside, he knew he had to keep it a secret or everyone would find out. So he came up with the story of Sly Scratch to throw the kids off the trail. So he's the one who started this Sly Scratch thing. Dad said when he got here yesterday, he was pretty surprised that the Sly Scratch thing was still going after all these years. But he figured he'd just go with it so he could keep the bathroom to himself. I was pretty mad at Dad for causing everyone all this stress, but I have to admit that coming up with a crazy story to protect a secret bathroom is exactly the kind of thing I'd do myself. I realized I've been away from the campsite for a while, and my campmates were probably thought I got snatched by Sly Scratch. So I asked Dad to help me find my way back to the campsite. It started to rain, and by the time we got back to the fire, the fire was completely out. I guess my group got desperate and threw anything in that would burn. I found my book in there, or at least what was left of it. So they threw the book in there. That helped him. My campmates had picked apart our shelter for firewood. That's where me and Dad found them all huddled together. So they're all in here, and they took all the roof over. I really didn't want to spend the night out in the rain, and thankfully Dad didn't either. I guess he wasn't too concerned about the camp rules because he snuck us all back into our cabin. That must have stunk to high heaven in there, but it was the best night of my sleep I've had in my life. So they're all just sleeping together. So the next time we read, we're going to finish our Dogwood Kid. So we're going to finish 2 books the next time we read. Well, almost. Okay, so I missed 2 read alouds, and I have today's to do. So now our grand finale is the nursery collection. So you may be asking, why in the world is a children's book grand finale? Well, because we have to do some translating in here. Okay, 10 green bottles. Don't. Okay. 10 green bottles standing on a wall. 10 green bottles standing on the wall. And if one green bottle should accidentally fall, there be 9 green bottles. It's supposed to continue all the way down to 1. But we don't have time for that. So you guys can pause that to continue the 9 green bottles, blah, blah, blah. So we have this story. And if you're wondering where I'm going with this, I'm making sure you guys can see the picture because it would be embarrassing for you. Okay, guys, guys, you can see this is the picture of the brand new, so that would be embarrassing. So I have to look to make sure. All right, we're going to translate this, so we're going to cover this up here. All right, let's get our pieces. Don't worry about that. I don't know how I got up there. Okay. Put that right there. I'll turn on the computer and we're going to translate this because I don't know how to read this language. The only language I know how to read is English, 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 English. Okay. Okay, we're going to translate this because I don't know how to read that kind of language. I knew you guys almost thought that I couldn't read. I'm like, bro, I've been doing this forever. Okay, Google Translate. Alright, we're going to try to do this. Okay, we're going to translate this. Type the language. There we go. Alright, let's see what language this is. Oops. Okay. F-R-E-R-E. Okay. Okay. It says French. So it says Brother Jacques. Okay, so we're going to translate this entire thing. I don't understand why they put a Spanish song in here for kids. Like, this is an English book. And okay. So it says, okay. Dormes. Sure, this is French, my guy? It's not translating anything, guys. How are we supposed to read this? I don't understand. Okay. It says it's French detected. If it's French, what? I'm so confused. Okay, it says ring les Okay, so far it says ring the maintenance, which is the only English words that are in here. It says it's French, but I don't think so, because it's not translating the entire thing. Ring the mantis. Ring the mantis. Okay. Okay, ding. Ding. Ding dang. Ding dang dong. Ding. Ding. Dong. Okay. Ring the mantis, ring the mantis. Din dang dong ding dang dong. Okay, we didn't get much out of this. The only English words that's in here is ring the mantis, ring the mantis. Ding dang dong, ding dang dong. The heck? So that was that. Let's close our computers. And if I get this back here. Okay. Oh, come on. There we go. We didn't get much out of that story, but if you guys want to pause that to try to read that, you can. But so far, I never. So the next time we're going to read about elephants never forget and itchy spots. I wanted that to be cool.